Exberry accelerates financial trading exchanges' ability to launch and modernize markets with speed and confidence. And with me to explain exactly how that works is the CEO, Magnus. So great to have you here and just explain Exberry and your vision for the organization and the future role in the market.
Jane, thank you very much for that introduction, and it's a pleasure to be with you. Exberry, we believe fundamentally that stock exchanges today, they need agility and speed to keep up with competition and introduce new services and new asset classes to their market participants in an ever faster pace. And this is where Exberry sits at the core. We believe in providing agile, fast services while maintaining at the core the very stable and reliable infrastructure that stock exchanges need.
So elaborate that a little bit more. Like, what are some major themes or trends that you see involving the financial markets and the exchanges and that you expect to see in the coming years?
Yeah, sure. But we see several quite exciting trends and themes right now. We see a much more engaged and much more sophisticated retail engagement in stock exchanges, especially in the US, for example. We see the meme stocks, we see options trading, even strategy trading happening now. And this has big impacts, big implications for the stock exchanges and related risk systems and so on. We see a seesawing across different asset classes, rapid expansion and changes in trading patterns in individual logos and names.
Yeah.
And this, yeah.
Well, I was going to ask about crypto because I feel like so many of these platforms are offering crypto. We heard even JP Morgan Chase talking about that.
Yeah.
Do you see that as a trend? And will that lead to 24/7 exchanges?
Sure. Yeah, that's a great point. It does, right? So we see we are actually engaged with a number of national stock exchanges now in crypto initiatives that they are launching, and that could be anything from tokenized real world assets, tokenized traditional securities to outright crypto, and that could be crypto and fiat crypto, and for sure 24/7 or 24/5 is a big element of that. And the trend that we see is that it's then also moving into the traditional space. So retail focused options trading, for example, keeping that to office hours 5 days a week, that's just not good enough, right? You need to offer that during evenings and weekends.
Well, it's fascinating how quickly it's changing. And what are your organization's greatest opportunities and the challenges that you face as we look at this evolving financial environment?
Sure. Yeah, it's a great opportunity for us. We've built from the bottom up a SaaS-enabled platform. We deliver it as a service. It's cloud-agnostic, so it can be installed anywhere, operated from anywhere. And it also supports any and all of the asset classes that you could imagine. So for us, it's super exciting to be with the stock exchanges through this rapid pace of evolution that we see right now. To work with these stock exchanges, to sit with them and enable them to realize their ambitions and their strategies. It's a good place to be.
What is your background? This is kind of a very specialized field that I would think you would have to have some experience with the exchanges, financial markets. What brought you and what's your career journey?
Sure. Yeah, it is deeply specialized and very niche. I started my career at OM or OMX back in the late 1990s, where at that time we were pioneering electronic trading and also pioneering single stock options to the Scandinavian market. And it was a very exciting time to join OMX, that is now, of course, part of NASDAQ. Through that experience, I got a good gut feel for the markets. I worked with stock exchanges as they migrated from manual pit trading onto electronic trading, and it was an invaluable experience.
And then, so what excites you the most about the work that you're doing today and just the financial industry in general?
A couple of things, right? I think it's really rewarding to to work with such a central and such an important organization like a national stock exchange and help them innovate and help them launch new instruments, new services that actually impacts the real economy. And to see the transformation that has not only for the organization itself, and see how they free themselves from legacy and from inertia, from actually innovating, and see them launch new ideas and see those being received by the market. It is very rewarding.
And it does feel like it's becoming more democratic too. Like more people are involved, the costs are down, there's information that's just, people can get everywhere. Where do you get information? I mean, are there podcasts,
Sure.
books?
How
do you stay informed on everything that's changing?
Yeah, sure. It's the newsletters and key financial newspapers are key just to keep up to date with everything. The other thing is conferences, face-to-face meetings, just networking and talking to everyone. It's a reasonably small industry, and it's absolutely key to keep that network working and just keep on top of everything.
And credibility, of course, is very important when it comes to the financial markets. How do you maintain that credibility, but also kind of stay innovative? And in some of these, industries, crypto, for example, still, kind of getting more regulated, but still not totally regulated. So how do you maintain credibility in all of that?
Yeah, sure. That's a great question. And it's my background really helps. Having that kind of real world experience, hands-on experience, having worked with so many different financial institutions across the field for many years. With that background, it helps me to truly understand the underlying true requirements from the organization, and also what the true underlying difficulty to change actually is. And to be able to have a dialogue with them about that. At Exberry, we're all about actually showing and walking the talk, if you like. So we're always active in demos, handing over environments very quickly to our prospects so that they have hands-on experience and actually can see that we can deliver what we are talking about. And to maintain the credibility, I mean, it's so important to keep up to date, so important to continue visiting prospects and clients, and be on the floor, see what's actually happening, and get a good proper feeling for what's going on.
Yeah. Well, and you're unique too, because you have both a regulatory and a commercial background. So how does that change your leadership style, how you deal with clients?
Yeah, sure. It's a good point, right? I have a very deep respect for the realities that stock exchanges are facing, right? The relationship with the regulators and other authorities is absolutely key, and it's an important relationship they need to be mindful of, and to have that constantly at the back of my mind, understanding the challenges and also opportunities that these organizations face by proactively thinking about regulatory sort of requirements and opportunities from the outside is important, especially in the crypto space, where many of my prospects don't have that background, and they really value my input and my thoughts in how they can be creative and constructive in how they navigate that new landscape that they are facing.
Yeah, it's a lot of changes. So what are there emerging trends? I mean, crypto, I think, is one, but others that you foresee having a big impact on
Sure.
infrastructure decisions that the exchanges will be making?
Yeah, I see a couple of really clear, quite exciting trends. And one is that stock exchanges are increasingly moving to SaaS. They want services. Previously, it was all about in-house and running your own operations, and having that in-house control was seen as paramount. Today, they see efficiencies, they see scale, and they actually see improvements in reliability in outsourcing these key functions to specialist organizations like ourselves. It reduces cost, and actually, in some regard, it also increases control. The other one is cloud. So even matching engines, moving them into the cloud, reduces cost, increases flexibility, increases agility.
And so what advice would you give to exchanges that are looking to modernize their infrastructure, but do so in a cost-effective and efficient way?
Sure. It really is to start small and do it step by step. Big bang projects are high risk and high cost and always face big delays. Many of these stock exchanges, they also sit on a very complicated ecosystem with lots of different legacy components, and they communicate through legacy protocols that may not be well documented. So to untangle all of that needs care. And I really encourage stock exchanges to actually start with small components, maybe not the most urgent components, to really learn the infrastructure and build the competence and build the skills internally to then start facing the larger lifts and the larger replacements.
Okay, absolutely fascinating. I've been around the exchanges for almost my whole career, and I've seen so many changes already, and I know there's going to be more. So, Magnus, thank you so much for coming and explaining Exberry. It's been fascinating.
Jane, a real pleasure. Thank you so much.
Thank you.